You're watching Sports Final.
Well, tip-top of the evening, everybody, and welcome to Sports Final. Lots of goodies coming your way on this phenomenal holiday weekend, but we start tonight with a very pressing order of business, the quest for the Raider Slam. No school in IHSA history has amassed a state championship in every sports season. The Lady Raiders of Quincy Notre Dame, however, are but one win away from doing just that. The Lady Raiders beat Richmond Burton 6-0 tonight. Quincy Notre Dame victorious, so as I mentioned, one win away from winning a state championship in every sports season. Standing in the way of that goal is Manteno, who was a winner 4-0 today in the other state semifinal against Lisle. Quincy Notre Dame versus Manteno tomorrow night at 7 o'clock. Our Ross Green will be on the scene for your complete wrap-up coming up on Sunday. Well, the field events are Hannibal's long suit this weekend at Dwight T. Reed Stadium in Jefferson City, and thusly, the state weekend is off to a smashing start for Hannibal track and field. And it started with this guy right here, setting the right tone. Christian Locke, third place in the state last year, going right here for 14-6, and you see him win a state championship. Good for Christian. He talked about how daunting it was to try and get that state championship, how tough it had been. He did exactly that today. That was the good news. The bad news was this. Jacob Crenshaw, your defending state champion here in the disc, ended up fourth today, throwing 159.11. I tell you what, three other guys threw over 160 today, so there was some guys doing some serious throwing down in Jefferson City. Hannibal, though, off to a good start, currently in second place as a team. A couple of other results to pass along to you from the Pirates today. They include Brady Novak with a very strong showing in the 2-mile today, finishing in third, and Connor Brown, who's probably one of the favorites in the shot put, not a bad showing in the disc as well today, as you see. Pretty good showing there. Also, we may have some state champions to tell you about and to show you tomorrow coming up in the state of Illinois, including at the big school level, as you saw, Jacksonville, the fastest qualifying team in the 4x100 meter, and Darius Thomas from Macomb also qualifying for the state finals in Class 2, Jacksonville in Class 3A. Also, as we told you yesterday, 4 different teams or individuals in Class 1A, all going for state championships. Again, your complete wrap-up coming up tomorrow on Overtime. How about some softball? Quincy High taking on Edwardsville today in the regional championship game, and this did not go very well for the Blue Devils. Already down 1-0 in the first inning. Oh, but look at Paige Osley right there, turning the unassisted double play, getting her team out of any further jam. Unfortunately for the Blue Devils, Edwardsville was all about the jamming today. 13 unanswered runs, and Quincy High's fine season comes crashing to a halt today. Your final sees the Blue Devils go down to defeat 13-0 to Lori Blade's Edwardsville crew, who is pretty darn good, as you can tell by that final result. More for you to talk about today. We've got news for the Quincy High baseball team, which will be under new management next spring. After 2 years working to rehab the Blue Devil program, Bruce Bonas has resigned to spend more time with his family. He finished this year with he finished the last 2 years with a 19-43 overall mark, including an 11-22 season this past spring. Well, as early as May, the idea that Quincy Notre Dame baseball could crash the Sweet 16 seemed pretty far-fetched, and yet as irony would have it, all those early spring growing pains at 10th and Jackson ultimately did lead to considerable growth.
I'm very proud of this team and their accomplishments thus far and what they've been able to do. But yeah, you're right. It has been, especially at the beginning half of the year, it was kind of grueling. And I just told them you got to keep picturing yourself playing in that sectional at our place, and that was always kind of a motivator for us. And we gave ourselves a chance, and now we're giving ourselves one more chance tomorrow, and we'll see where we're at.
Especially playing at home, the home field advantage is huge. I mean, Wednesday night we had a ton of people here, and we had the RV over there and all the students, and they had their duck calls and the whistles, and home field advantage is a huge part of baseball, and it's just awesome being able to play here for sectional championship.
What struck you about Williams Hill watching them on, Wednesday night?
Well, they got a couple pretty athletic kids, and they do a good job of moving the ball. They don't strike out a lot. They're pretty solid defensively, even with Rossetti on the mound. I think with the Rossetti kid playing short, they'll probably even be a little better defensively. But we got to do the same type of thing. I think they're very similar to us. I think they're really conscious on cutting down strikeouts and trying to move the ball, putting pressure on defense. And that's kind of what we worked on here today, defending all that and executing that ourselves. And I think they kind of mirror us a little bit. But it's going to come down to who executes the best by far and gets the best starting pitcher.
A couple of regular season baseball scores to pass along. Not good news for Keokuk on either front. losing to Burlington 8-0, and then in the second game to Burlington as well by the final count of 8-6, that in extra innings. Well, like the QD baseball squad, Payson Seymour softball has spent the better part of this season coveting home field advantage in the playoffs, the beguiling nature of knowing for a full season that you could potentially host your own super sectional.
It's going to mean a lot, I think, to our community and us, not only just getting the first sectional championship title of Payson, but also playing on your home field would be great.
I really hope that we get back here to play on our field because it would be really sad watching two other teams play on this.
In order to get back on its home field for the super sectional on Monday, Payson Seymour will have to beat Abingdon Saturday on theirs. No small affair against one of the better pitchers and best small school athletes in the state in Beep Jones. In that quest, however, the Lady Indians come in rightly confident.
I think offensively we've done really well. We've really picked it up since the beginning of the season. We're hitting a lot. The bats are really going now, and defense is always there. The back's Cheyenne up, and she's the backbone of the team.
I just have to make sure that I'm really on my game and just go after them. Like, I have to start focused and just keep getting stronger throughout the game.
Where do you guys feel like your momentum is going into this big game with Abingdon on Saturday?
Well, I'm hoping that it's going forward. I mean, it's their home field, but then again, I mean, we should have a good shot at winning. I'd say mostly defense, and our hitting's getting a lot better going into this, but our defense is really good right now.
History will also reflect that it was keeper Megan Spears who made the final decisive stop in penalty kicks in soccer to help Holy Trinity win its epic game Thursday over Keokuk. For some, that would be a career spotlight moment, but Megan's tale was also one of redemption and character, rising above a rare off moment when she gave up what could have been a game-deciding soft goal to the Chiefs with just 30 seconds left in the first half of that game. The Crusader keeper's ability to fight back is telling.
When that goal went in there, that first goal right at the half, she came off and she threw her gloves down. She was so mad at herself. The last thing she wants to do is give up a goal.
Because I knew I had my team behind me. They were there, they supported me. They got my hopes back up, and they put that goal in at the last second. And I just wanted to jump and scream and just run all over the place. I was so happy.
She's got that temperament. She has a real goalkeeper temperament. Number one, she'll dive in front of anybody. She'll work her backside off. And when it comes to PKs, her word as she stepped off was, "Coach, now that we're tied, I've got this. I won't lose this."
I was just like, I got this. I'm going to kill it for you guys.
You could see that all that pressure bubble off when we were saved there by Megan Spears, who in the last penalty kick shutout saved 3. And so we were hoping no matter what, if we would miss, we knew she would save and keep us in the game. You need that one that's going to do it. What can you say, Megan Spears? The bomb.
Gotta love Michael Sheeran's accent. It makes every interview with him so much fun. Again, Holy Trinity still alive both in boys and girls soccer. We've got good stuff coming on all fronts. More on that in just a second, but let's talk a little high school football, actually a little youth football. If you want to put a little Pagic magic in your game before football season starts in earnest, Quincy University is running a youth camp June 5th through the 7th at Flynn Stadium for ages 6 to 12. 3 days of great instruction from the Quincy University staff and your chance to get to meet Tom Pagic and company up close and personal. For details, you can call 217-228-5484. Great group of guys. Should be an awful lot of fun. Good chance for your youngster to get out and get indoctrinated in football. A couple of Major League Baseball scores to pass along to you today. The Pirates end up beating the Cubs by the final count of 1-0. And as we speak, it is the Cardinals and the Phillies tied up at 3 apiece. No, the Phillies have now gone up 5-3 in that ball game in extra innings. So there you have it, my friends. Things not going well for the Cardinals at this point. Hey, couple of notes to pass along. Obviously, congratulations and good luck tomorrow to all our state trackers out there trying to track down state championships, as well as to the Q&D soccer team. We talked a little bit about the Payson softball team and the Q&D baseball team. Want to talk as well and give our congratulations and our good luck also tomorrow to the Griggsville Perry baseball team and the Concord Triopia softball team, all of whom will be tracking tomorrow on a loaded day of overtime. Half hour on Saturday may not be enough. Lots of goodies coming your way. And again, tracking a state championship and the Raiders Slam up in Chicago. We're going to be busy. We'll have a great Memorial Day weekend, and we'll see you with Macker highlights too coming up on Sunday. Good night, everybody.